Have you ever seen, maybe different generations, but have you ever seen the kids' TV show or heard of the kids' TV show Blue's Clues? It was a popular show when it first started back in the late 90s into the early 2000s. It still goes on here and there, but it hasn't been the same ever since the main and first title human character, because it's a animated show, Steve. Ever since Steve left, the show had never been the same. No one really liked it. I never liked it after he left. And I bring up that because they had a segment called You Just Got a Letter.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
So I guess you could say for our show, we just got a hat box. We just got a hat box. We just got a hat box. I wonder who it's from. Alright, so originally I had gotten this hat. This was one of the last hats I ordered of 2020, and I had expected, well, that's really the wrong word. I had hoped to have it for the first Tuesday of January, as there was a special event going on Tuesday, January 5th, and knowing that it was kind of a smaller staffed organization / retail, I really, should have ordered this weeks, if not months ago, knowing that this was happening for that January 5th date. But two, I also should have expected it to be delivered in a week's time. So eventually, I kind of lost the tracking for it. Had reached out to the team, and they said, well, give us your order number and we'll find it for you. We'll take care of it. Okay. So I got an email back from a guy, I think his name was William McLaughlin, and he said, the hat's lost, so we don't know what happened, so we're going to send you a new one, and if for some reason you do get the original hat, then take care of it then. Yeah, put it to good use. So, this is the second hat that they had sent, or that they sent, really, and if I do get the other hat, I'll let you guys know. But this one will continue on in my WNBA collection. So, let me open this up here. This is a very interesting box. Never really seen this type of box before. It's kind of... So, ooh, I got a sticker for the Atlanta Dream. Nice. And in nice wrapping, we have, I think it was the red one I got. Yes. A 920 New Era adjustable Atlanta Dream hat. Atlanta Dream is the WNBA team of Atlanta. It's kind of self-explanatory there. The team name comes from the inspiration of I Have a Dream speech from Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was a native of Atlanta. And I've actually been to Dr. King's museum in Atlanta, and at the museum site, that's where him and his wife are buried. The Atlanta Dream they did some remodeling, rebranding with the logo. On the store's website, okay, I should have gotten this hat a lot sooner. Two reasons. One, because I knew ahead of time that I wanted an Atlanta Dream hat for the Georgia Senate runoff race on January 5th, 2021. There were elections back in November of 2020 for senators around the country, 1/3 of them, and for Georgia, there were 2 seats up for election to fill, and at the time, no one was able to fill this seat. Well, in in election terms and numbers, this was the threshold, the number of votes that they had to get to win the seat, and this is where everyone else was. They never met the threshold to become a legitimate winner of the seat. So they had runoff elections, the top two for each seat. I don't know how they determined the runoff candidates, but it came down to, for one seat, Perdue and Ossoff, the young kid. And the other came down between Reverend Raphael Warnock and incumbent Senator Kelly Loeffler. And she had been appointed herself to the Georgia Senate seat. And the main and then I wanted the LA Dream Hat to support Warnock because it was back in the summer of 2020 when Jacob Blake was shot by police officers in Wisconsin. There was a lot of uneasement from NBA players and WNBA players, especially with their season going on during that news event. And the Atlanta Dream players were participating in that Black Lives Matter movement, doing the kneeling for the anthem, having their apparel, their shirts, their warm-up jerseys, their masks wearing that would say Black Lives Matter and racism, racial equality, justice, etc. All those phrases you probably heard from the summer. And Kelly Loeffler, this is where it ties in. Kelly Loeffler was actually a owner to the Atlanta Dream at the time. And currently, it's in the process of her being booted out. Kelly Loeffler had seen that the Atlanta Dream players were taking a knee and participating in these actions of the movement, and in her own way, she had said, paraphrasing, that, hey players, you're there to do sports, keep politics out of sports, you're there to play the game. Which is kind of a connotation, kind of a derivative. Sounds similar to what Laura Ingrams had said to LeBron James on Fox News a while ago. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, where she had said to
shut up and dribble.
To LeBron, to say, yeah, don't involve yourself into these racial affairs, this big scope of what's happening in America. Just stick to sports. And he took offense to that, and so did the Atlanta Dream players. So, what they did was they wanted to support the opponent of Kelly Loeffler, which was really moving, and he had a huge spike in his poll numbers once Kelly Loeffler had come out to say to the Atlanta Dream players, don't do what you're doing, just stick to sports. And before I continue, let me put the hat on, actually. I should actually be talking about this while I'm wearing the hat. It's an adjustable. It's going to fit no matter what. Just like this New York Liberty New Era 920 adjustable fits about the same. Just a red under visor. So it was after Kelly Loeffler had said to the players, stick to sports, pretty much, that they started to support Warnock. Their shirts, their masks would say, vote Warnock. And he had a spike in support after that had happened. And the rest of the WNBA caught on. They also followed what the Dream players were doing. They started to wear the vote Warnock or just vote for the upcoming election. Came into the runoff, and I liked the idea that the WNBA players they really drove for Warnock to win. They're the reason why. Of course, yes, because Warnock got more votes over Loeffler. But if you want to look at an analytical reason why Warnock won, it's because of the Dream players. Because they knew that their voices mattered. And this proves that, granted, they are professional athletes. Granted, they do have easier access to the TV platform than some of us do. But it does show that people can make a difference with their voices for voting. It does make a difference. So, I know especially this past year, no matter if you voted for Biden or Trump, or for whatever other race that you voted for, if you voted for Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, moderate, progressive, libertarian, this goes to show that even if you think your voice didn't matter, your vote didn't matter, these players show that it did. It was really cool to see, and it was back and forth. I remember watching between Fox News and CNN and ABC and NBC on Senate election runoff night. It was just back and forth. It was intense. It was almost more intense than some Game 7s. This was huge. And I just love the fact that the Dream had such an influence into Warnock winning. So that was the main reason why I wanted to get this hat. Of course, I want to continue adding on to my WNBA hats. I have now 4 hats, or at least 4 teams. The Liberty, the Sky, the Aces, and now the Dream. So 4 teams down, 8 to go. And I want to rope back to the second reason why I should have gotten this hat sooner. Because one, knowing that I wanted the hat for the election, I should have ordered a week ahead. I also should have gotten a Atlanta Dream hat when they had a, what was it, 25 or 30% off, maybe 35% off sale for hats and apparel on their team store website for Black Friday. So that was bad on me. What a dummy. So really appreciate the Atlanta Dream for reaching out to me and being in contact with me about the situation with the package. I know it's not ideal. I understand completely that with COVID and a lot of other things going on, that sometimes things get lost in the mail. And it does suck. But the thing to keep in mind for those of you who are impatient is understand that it's probably a lot of hassle for them to ship it, but more importantly, to figure out if something goes wrong, how to fix it. And they fixed it marvelously. So I don't know if the sticker was supposed to come with the original hat, or if this is just hey, sorry we lost the hat, so here's an extra gift. So either way, love the sticker, love the hat, and it's just a great day to get a new hat. So that's going to do it for class today. I know I did get somewhat political, not somewhat, I did get political today in the classroom. If you want to mention anything about the politics down below, fine, I'm not going to moderate anything. But the point of me wanting the hat was knowing that the players wanted to make a difference. So that's what I have a huge amount of respect for. Of course, WNBA, great league. I gotta get more hats for them. So, as always, hats off to you for watching. Hope you all had a great day in class today. Hope you have a good day, but especially make it a better day with your voice, because it matters. I'm Professor Hatter. Class is dismissed. Bye, everyone.